Stacy, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. We really appreciate you spending the next 15 minutes or so to share your story, how you came to know Isogenics. I understand in your short period of time, you are a crystal manager, so well done. So would you be kind enough to let the viewers know how about you found Isogenics? How did that happen?
Okay, so I've been with Isogenics now since October 2024. It's obviously now April 2025. Um, I found it by diving deep into researching companies available in my marketplace. So I live in Scotland in the UK, and so in October, which is when I joined, I was very excited. I hadn't tried any of the products. I had just knew everything about the ingredients from a research perspective. Had obviously read in and about all of the different products that were available, and the variety really also appealed to me because I feel like we're in a position at the moment where there's so much noise, there's so many things, there's so many options for people to consider. And although there's a large variety of Isogenics products available to my market and to my clients, everything just seems so that much more streamlined. It's easy. It gets rid of the noise. There's no overwhelm, and the community that I've found since I've joined Itogenics has been second to none. The everything from customer services to the support on the ground to meeting people at events, and even just the kind of weekly check-in over this kind of format has been night and day. It's been fabulous.
So if I understood you right, you made your selection or your decision based on the quality of the product.
Yes, 100%. And um, so for me, I also kind of say to people sometimes, it's not always about the taste. You've got to appreciate that the products that we have on offer may not always taste brilliant, but the benefits that you have on the inside. And so I quite openly can say I hadn't tasted anything. Hadn't there was not anything had crossed my mouth. Everything that I had based my decision on was solely on research, ingredients, third-party testing approval, journal publications. Everything was all about the science rather than this tastes great, so let's give this a whirl. And then obviously I jumped in with both feet, and then was pleasantly surprised that actually I love the taste of everything.
Oh, great. And you mentioned that your client base. Who is your client or your client base? Who is your end user?
So I have about 50% in-person clients, and the other 50% are online. They're mostly English speaking, UK based. Although I do have a couple of clients in Canada and America. And but they are people who, and mostly women as well. And so I hope that like my clients feel that I'm providing the safety and the training options that are applicable and unique to them from a physical training perspective, strength and conditioning, mobility. Mobility is a big thing, and Isogenics takes care of the rest. They trust in the products because I've done all the research for them, um, and I think because they are so upfront about what is in the product and what the product does, and they've got testing constantly basically, so there's always something to read about. That just means that they don't have to worry. Everything is just done.
You mentioned clients in Canada, so I take it you do online coaching. Is that what you do?
Yeah, so I offer like training like this and a kind of one-to-one perspective. There's
Yeah.
only two people who do that, but and for the most part people just want a program that they can follow. So
Yeah.
because Canada provides the option to have the products delivered direct to your customer, and you don't have to have stock and inventory and then shipping costs to
Yeah.
consider. Um, the products take care of themselves, and the clients are able to monitor and control that through a seriously a fabulous app that, is so easy to use.
And the program you provide, do you promote the Isogenic 30 days reset? Do you promote the Kickstart 90 program? What program do you promote to your clients?
So I mostly promote the Kickstart 90. It's the one that has really appealed to me from a timing perspective, because most of my clients like to work in kind of blocks of 12 weeks and 24 weeks. So having this like number for a lot of people, I think is important. They have a deadline, they have, something to commit to for a certain period of time. It's not a massive number. It's not, it's not like you have to do this for 365 days and suddenly that's too much to handle. Little kind of controlled blocks every 90 days, every quarter. We're looking at a new goal, a new opportunity.
Perfect. I had a question here to ask you whether you have expanded your Isogenics team beyond Scotland, but you already answered it. Can I ask you, in proportion, how much or how many of your team members or clients are locally based around Edinburgh and where you live in Scotland? And in percentage, how many are, so to say, overseas?
So I think numbers wise, well, now you're testing my maths.
Just roughly. Is it half
So
or?
it's slightly higher in person in Scotland, but some of
Yes.
them are still online because they although Scotland's quite a small country, it's still, big from a distance perspective. So I'd say maybe 60% of my clients are like homegrown in the UK that I can see them in person, not too difficult. And then the other 40 are abroad or at least across the border in like England and Wales. So like we can't just pop by and have a cup of tea and chat how things are going. But yeah, so I'd say 60-40.
Great. I have two more questions and then I'll let you go. Have you concentrated in finding other qualified trainers and sports coaches to introduce them? Team, have you recruited other qualified trainers or sports coaches? Or are they?
So sports coaches, yes. No other people who do kind of what I do. I work quite closely with people who are not in my team, but like collaborating on the side. And I think that's the other thing that I've really liked about Isogenics is that previously I feel like it was kind of a competitive type industry to be working in. But
Yes.
since coming on board with Isogenics, I feel like it's much more collaborative people. So for me, I work with hockey people. So like field hockey is my main sport. I My competitive edge is ticked by the fact I compete in high rocks events. So that's a kind of relatively new concept, but it is growing significantly. Um, so I like to collaborate with people who can provide the things I don't provide. So, who is a Pilates specialist, who is a yoga specialist, and how can we work together to provide the best base for our clients? And that's why I said collaboration over competition has been one of the main things that I've really noticed as being just such a significant positive impact and how we can provide so much more but still keeping it simple. And that's the kind of beauty of it all for me.
If I count right, you have been with Isogenics for half a year, 6 months roughly. Now, if we fast forward for 3 years down the track,
Mhm.
what is your goal or intention, and where do you see yourself in business in Isogenics in 3 years' time?
So in 3 years' time, I'd like to have clients in every market. So every opportunity, every country that we currently are available in now and potentially moving to in the future, I'd like to have customers in all of those areas. I'd like to have teammates in those areas too, so that we can provide support on the ground in the places that they are, but the opportunity to go to these places and meet the clients in person is a really enticing little tick box for me.
Great. I have two more questions and then I'll let you go. have you concentrated in finding other qualified trainers and sports coaches to introduce them to Isogenics?
So no, although again, it is up there as being something that I want to look at from my own personal business model, is that I feel like fitness and nutrition coaches who are working with a certain demographic, if we can all collaborate and come together, then that would be a really powerful base. For me, the people that I am reaching out to and talking to at the moment are actually all athletes. So in the,
Oh,
high rocks field, or in the kind of field hockey field, which is my main kind of driver, they're the people that I'm talking to, because I know from personal experience now how significant the product is to contribute towards my gains, and therefore I know, what it could do for the people that I'm playing with, basically.
Stacy, there's no doubt in my mind you will reach the executive level very soon. And after that, you will qualify for the reward trips. So
Oh, and that would
on
be amazing.
your step ladders going up to the higher level, I congratulate you already now, and I thank you so much for allocating the time to do this interview. Much appreciated. You're
You're
in
very welcome.
Scotland, we are in Australia, and we think globally together. So thank you, Stacey.
Thank you.